Do you own a property in Lagos, Nigeria? Or are you planning to invest in the most vibrant and the most lucrative real estate investment market in the whole of West Africa? Now, here's how to avoid this. This and this. From happening to you. Hi, my name is Tonia from Pacific Dream Realty, and today I want us to discuss a very sensitive and the most reoccurring issues that scares investors from investing in Nigeria, most especially in Lagos, Nigeria. One of the most devastating events that can happen to anyone is investing millions of naira in a property just to watch it go down to demolition by the government. This often brings about so many questions of why will the government sit back and watch construction happen from beginning to the end, from foundation to finishing, and even move into it and start living in it, just for the government to come back to demolish the said property. It's really heartbreaking. And sincerely, my heart goes out to everyone who have been a victim of property demolition, be it in Lagos, Nigeria, be it in any part of Nigeria. Because the truth is, demolition happens everywhere. That is the bitter truth. Recently, in just this year, 2024, we've witnessed demolition happen in Enugu, Nigeria, in Anambra, in Asaba, in Lagos, and in several other cities. So, demolition happens everywhere. And this is not to affirm the government for demolishing property. This is not to give credit to the government for demolishing people's property. Now, this brings about the question of why do property demolition happen? What brings about property demolition in Nigeria, be it in Lagos, Nigeria, or in any other parts of Nigeria? Yes, we are using Lagos, Nigeria as a case study, but we are also going to make reference to other parts of Nigeria because they are usually similar, because the same land rule, similar land rule governs different parts of Nigeria. Property demolitions has happened in Lagos, Nigeria countless times. This usually is as a result of several factors, from incomplete title perfection to not complying to the approved setback for every location, like if you're building towards a drainage system, an ocean, a pipeline, a power line, and so on. There are various factors that could bring about demolition. But first and foremost, you need to remember that according to Nigerian Land Use Act, all land belongs to government. Yes, and it is only held in trust by the state government, which gives the land to whoever that wants to use it, either for personal or for public purpose, right? Now, this now makes it very necessary for you, the investor, to make sure you obtain all the necessary documents relating to the land you are buying. Apply for the C of O, get the governor's consent when necessary, get every necessary and legally approved document to every property you own, to every land you own. So whenever you're buying a property, find out the document that applies to your state that will help you safeguard the property you're buying. Then go ahead and obtain all of them. But of course, before you make that investment, ensure to conduct thorough due diligence before you embark on that purchase. You may need to employ the service of a registered surveyor and a property lawyer to help you conduct due diligence to verify the property you're buying, just to be sure it is free from every form of encumbrance, not just from omonile wahala, but also to make sure that the property you're buying is a buyable property, that it does not fall into government acquisition land, that it is not a land that is designated for general public purpose. Because when you buy such land, you're actually throwing your money into the river, because whatever development or whatever building you build on that land, you are definitely going to lose it. It's just a matter of time before it happens. It's just like a bomb waiting to explode, right? So that is the first and foremost measure. When you've confirmed that this land is actually free from every form of encumbrance and it is safe to buy, when you buy such land, ensure to get all the necessary documentation you need that applies to the state where the land you're buying is. This is to help you safeguard this property. Remember, all land belongs to government. So if for any reason the government decides to use that land for any general public purpose in the future, you will be adequately compensated. Yes, that is the essence of getting the rightful document to every property you buy. And now, after securing this document and you want to go ahead and build, ensure to get all the necessary approval for your building. Yes, there are several approvals. If you're building in Lagos, Nigeria, there are several bodies that you need to get approval from before you can go ahead and build that land. And make sure you don't cut corners. Cutting corners have really, really made a lot of people to lose both their land, their money, their building on the long run. Make sure you go to the approved government bodies to obtain these approvals. Now, there are several bodies in Lagos State that can that can grant you building permits for every building you need to build in Lagos, Nigeria. Number one is the LASPA, which is the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority. This body gives you the building approval for your land. Another body you need to go to, the LAPSCA, which is the Lagos State Building Control Agency. This body issues you the certificate for building at every stage of the building, right? The third body you need to make sure you clear yourself with is the Lagos State Safety Commission. This is to ensure the safety of the workers that are working on the sites. Of course, the people working on your site have to be safe. So there are some safety measures that needs to be maintained before you can be allowed to continue construction on the said property. Then we have the Lagos State Material Testing Laboratory. We also have the Lagos State Waste Management Authority to ensure that the building waste from your site are well managed. So find out the approved bodies that need to grant you permission, that need to grant you permits before you can commence your construction work, and at every stage you need them. This is to help you avoid demolition in the future. So ensure to get all necessary approval before you commence your construction. Another way to avoid property demolition in Lagos, Nigeria is to avoid encroachment or illegal structures. Many a times, people might design their building plan for maybe a one-story building, which may be the approved kind of building for that location. And then when they start building, they will build a different thing entirely. They will take it to like two-story building or three-story building, which is not approved for that location. So you now see that the building plan that was used to give you approval is not the building plan you used to build the house. So when the government comes in the future, it's just a matter of time before they do that, before they come. But definitely they will come, and then your money, it will just be like a wasted investment. So to avoid your property from being demolished, make sure you avoid encroachment or illegal structure, or avoid illegal modification of building plan after approval. Now, one of the major reasons why there have been several property demolitions in Lagos, Nigeria, is when the developer or the owner of a house fails to adhere to a certain or approved setback for the building. Let's take, for instance, if you have a land close to a canal, there is a certain level of setback you need to maintain before you build. So you cannot build your house very close to a canal, because it poses danger and hazard to the people that will live in that house. It's not safe. It is prone to flood, right? So properties very close to canals are a huge target for demolition. Or when you don't adhere to the approved level of setback, Let's take, for instance, for everybody that wants a beachfront property, we all want beachfront properties, forgetting that there is an approved meter of setback for every property close to a beachfront. Not up, usually it is up to 250 meters away from the coast of the ocean, be it an ocean or river. There is a certain level of setback. Adhere to this. Now, a typical example of this is what happened at Landmark Beach. Sincerely, my heart really goes out to every business that has been affected, because personally, Landmark Beach is one of my favorite beaches in Lagos. Yes, but it's so unfortunate that this has happened. But if you take a critical look at the demolition that happened at Landmark Beach, you understand that this demolition only affected the temporary constructions there that is really a bit close to the ocean, right? That's the beach, of course, the swimming pool and all that. But the main buildings at Landmark, which of course I believe must have adhered to the level of setback, approved level of setback, were not affected, right? This is not me justifying the fact that the government demolished a very vibrant and lucrative business right here in Lagos, Nigeria. Neither am I trying to justify the purpose for the demolition, but it's just one of the scenarios that might lead, maybe something to learn from or something to take note of when buying a beachfront property. That property is very close to the beach, less than 250 meters away from the ocean, the coast of the ocean, is a federal government property and is likely to go down to demolition if you go ahead and build on these locations. All right. So avoid canals, avoid building very close to canals. Always ensure to adhere to the approved level of setback for every location, be it a pipeline, an ocean, a canal, a road, yes, even highways. There is a certain level of setback you need on a property close to a highway. So if you avoid all these measures and you take all the necessary measures towards making sure you get an approved property, you perfect your document, get the rightful document and get the rightful approval for your building, ensure to implement the approved level of setback, then to an extent you're safeguarding your property from being demolished. And if at all the government have any reason to come for the property in the future, remember, according to Nigerian Land Use Act, all land belongs to government. We are only holding them in trust for a certain period when you buy a land. That is how it is in Nigerian constitution. And until it's not up to 99 years since that law was enacted, and until then, we then know if there is room for renewal or you have to rebuy. We don't know what happens after the 99 years of ownership according to government legal ownership when you apply for your C of O. And another thing is, when buying a C of O land, please ensure that you understand the terms and conditions of the C of O for that particular property. There are some families that are given C of O on the condition that they cannot build a certain kind of building on that location, or on the condition that after a stipulated number of years, if they don't develop that particular place, the land will be revoked. So you need to understand this. So it's not all C of O land you see that you really jump on. Some are agricultural C of O, which have a different tenure system. Some are residential C of O with some clauses. So you really need to understand the kind of C of O that is given to a particular property before you jump at it. This is going to be a topic for another day. But for now, these are the factors you need to adhere to, or you need to consider, or you need to pay attention to avoid your property being demolished, especially in Lagos, Nigeria. This happens, I believe This also should be applicable in several other states. For instance, there was a time a demolition happened in Anambra State, and that was due to a building sitting very close to a canal. Of course, the government have to take, because it poses hazard to the inhabitants of that house. Another time, there was also a demolition that happened still in Anambra State due to road construction. People, the owners of property along that road, have built very close to the road without adhering to the approved setback. Of course, when the government wants to build the road, they will have to make provision. You have to provide this. So, in my own opinion, if you adhere to all these factors and stick to all these measures, stipulated measures, to avoid your property being demolished, to safeguard your property from demolition, I believe you're already taking a huge step towards the safety of your property. All right. Remember, my name is Tonia from Pacific Dream Realty, and over time, I've helped a lot of people, both in Nigeria and in diaspora, to make safe and profitable investments right here in Nigeria, be it in Lagos State, in Abuja, in Enugu, in Anambra, in Delta, in Imo, in Ogun, and in Oyo State. So if you need my help, if you need my assistance in making a safe and profitable real estate investment in any of these locations in Nigeria, whether you are in Nigeria or whether you're in diaspora, you can always reach out to me. Call the number on your screen and I will help you get the property of your choice. Or if you need a consultation before making the investment, you can go ahead and reach out to me, and we'll have a talk and I'll know what you really want. All right. Till I come your way again, thank you for watching my video. And please, if you're coming across my video for the first time and you're interested in anything related to real estate, then do what to click on the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you'll always be among the first to be notified each time I drop a new video. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you for always staying glued. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.